Hey guys, so for quite a while now people have been asking me to do a yard tour. So for those of you who don't know, my yard is at my house. It's just like my house is up the lane and then so my yard is at my house, which is really I'm so lucky and so fortunate to live in like such an amazing place like this. For ages I've just been putting it off because I always think, oh, the yard looks so messy and oh, we're gonna paint it soon and blah blah blah, but realistically it's never gonna look perfect. So I'm just gonna show you guys around, because I'm sure in videos you get probably confused, like all the different places, and yeah, I don't know, I find them interesting to watch and see how places are set up. So I will show you what it looks like now, and I'll also put some videos and clips in of what it used to look like, because we have like added in the arena wasn't there and stuff, so it looked quite different when we arrived. So I will bring you over to what you see when you come in the gate. So this is the view as you come in the gate. On the right is kind of like an orchard, which sounds kind of crazy, but there's a few apple trees, and then these are gooseberry bushes, and then there's a few rose bushes and all sorts of things. This was here when we arrived, and it's really fun because we get to pick the apples and give them to the horses, and my mum makes like apple tart, which is so nice. So then you come up the lane, and here is the stable block where all the stables are and the tack room and everything. This shed is permanently a mess and I'm not going to show you much, but the tractor we use to level the arena, there's like a fridge, some bins. We put all the haylage in here during the winter, and then there's just some tools and the wheelbarrow and stuff. So here are our little chickens, who are just the highlight of my life. Although sometimes they are quite annoying when you can hear them crowing in the background, especially you and you, mister. So my mum made these beautiful hanging baskets, and we're starting to grow this up the wall, which is going to be so nice. And more hanging baskets here. So these are the stables that I use every day. So when I ride the horses, I bring them in and I'll just put them in these stables here. These stables have no bedding or anything, and often people wonder why. They go, why would you put your horse on no bedding? It's so mean. But they're literally only in here to be tacked up and untacked, and then they get their bit of feed and they go back out to the field. So they don't spend any time here at all, barely. But I will show you the stables. So this is a stable I usually use. As you can see, it's just concrete. I have a rug hanging there that really needs to move, and there's still a drinker in there and stuff, so it's nice for them. And this is the other stable. This one actually has rubber matting. Most of the stables here have rubber matting, which is pretty cool. The previous owners put them in. Here is a saddle rack that my uncle actually made just from old pieces of a fence that used to be up around the house. So it's really cool. He also made a few fillers, which I'll show you later, out of the same fence, which is it's just really cool. So next up is the tack room. I made a whole video where I cleaned the yard, and I really gave the tack room a huge clean out, and you'll be happy to know that it is still really clean and organised, and I actually maintained it, which was great. So I will give you a quick tour, but the whole proper tour is in that video, which I will link in the description if you want to watch it. So we put on this top door and we lock it now since I got my new saddle, just in case. And here's the tack room now. Sorry, the quality's kind of bad because it's quite dark in here. And as you can see, it is still very clean. That looks messy, but it's an organised mess, I swear. Like there's bits, lunging, head collars, girths, lunge ropes. It's like organised. And then I have my drawers here. And yeah, my tripod, of course. So that's the tack room. Not very exciting, but it does the job. So the last stable in this front yard is the feed room. The feed room is quite messy. Well, it's not too bad. I have 3 buckets of feed there and then some rugs. Unfortunately, mice kind of got in, which means it's very dirty and needs to have a good sweep out. When I was away, it kind of just deteriorated a little bit, But you'll have that with feed rooms. They just, you know, the mice love it. So on the other side of the shed, on this side, we have the wash area. We also have this kind of shipping container, which has just always been here, and it kind of contains some tools and stuff that my uncle uses, like that he made the filler and the saddle rack out of. So here's where I wash the horses. You'll probably have seen this in some of my washing horses videos. I think it's quite a common sight. This doesn't have any diesel in it, and we have just my shampoo sweat scraper, but my proper washing material is in the tack room. This has nothing in it except a sink, which we never use. So over here we have 4 more stables. We also have the muck heap here, which is very small because we don't have horses in stables, they live out in the field. So these stables are really big. They're actually mare and foal stables. Khal was in here yesterday to get his feet done, so that's why there's 2 poos in there. But yeah, they're very big boxes. And you can actually see that through here. Wow, my hand is really white. Okay. So through that window there is the tack room, and through this window is the other stable, which is really nice because they can kind of look in and talk to each other. This stable is absolutely tiny. I'm not sure why it was made, maybe to be a tack room, but then they still put a hay rack in here, so I'm really not sure. But sometimes Jack goes in here if he has to just be in for the farrier, because he's kind of the only horse that will fit in here. And here is a really, really messy stable. This is one of the fillers that my uncle made. And yeah, it's just got like, that's the pipe that was underneath the arena for drainage, and it's just really messy and I don't want to show you it. Yeah, it's just where all the kind of scrap goes, and we never need all the stables, so it's just kind of accumulated, but we will have to clean it out one day. Just that day is in the future, not quite now. So as you can see, there is a gate into the arena from this yard and also the other yard. So I will bring you into the arena now. So the arena is the one thing I am just incredibly lucky to be able to use. When we bought this place and moved here, there was a all-weather surface, but it only took up 1/3 of the space of this arena, and the rest was a paddock. So the all-weather surface had a great drainage, it had gravel on it, so all it really needed was a layer of, you use like fabric to stop the rocks coming through the sand. So you put a layer of fabric and a layer of sand and it was done. That was all it needed. So that was great. We saved loads of money. All the hard work was already done. So we just put down some sand and we had a great little arena. It was 40 by 20 meters, which it's small, but it did the job, especially when I was on ponies. Like, I was trying to jump 120 triples in this tiny arena and it kind of worked. So it was great for a while. But we never used the paddock that was on the other side. It just kind of went to waste. And eventually I started jumping bigger and we started getting horses, and we were kind of thinking we need a little bit more space. So we actually extended it the whole way, way further than we probably would have if that space wasn't just there, because there was no point using half the paddock. We might as well use the whole paddock. So yeah, we extended it and now it's 40 by around 60, which is more room than I could ever need. It's just brilliant. I can set up proper grids, courses, everything. Yeah, it's just brilliant. I don't really know what kind of sand we use. I know some people ask me sometimes. It's just like, I don't know, maybe Wexford sand. I think that was the company. The only thing is that in the summer it gets quite deep. It's like a beach, which sounds great and looks great, but it's not always ideal to ride on. So it is perfect to ride on when there is a little bit of rain. I live in Ireland, rain isn't a problem. It's usually perfect to ride on. So yeah, I will show you some of the fillers and stuff that my uncle made. So here you can see the first yard that I showed you and how it leads into the arena. This is the gate I always use. Here is what we use to level the arena. It rolls out and it's like flat. And then obviously a pooper scooper. This chicken, they keep getting in to the plant and then digging out all the soil. They're so bold. And look at this one coming over to join the party. No, stop. You're so bold. Anyway, bloody chickens. So over here I use this blue block to get up on the horses. This fence, we had a really long fence up at the house, and so we cut it down because we didn't want it, and I painted like every second colour. That was my grand contribution to this filler, and now I use it for jumping. It's great, it's quite spooky and quite big. Here we have the wings and the poles. We got these triple bar wings that my dad got for my birthday, which are really cool but hard to use because they're extremely heavy. I also got this water tray for my last birthday. Can you see the theme where I get jumps for my birthday? Here's more wings. The wings used to be really bad because you used to have these weird holes, and then you had a cup that had like two prongs like this, and then one prong went into the hole. But the poles would always fall off. The cups didn't fit into the wings properly. They would like tip and then the pole would roll off. It was so annoying. So luckily Mackie actually have these strips, and we just stuck them onto the old wings, so we didn't have to buy all new wings, which is great. And then my uncle, can you see the theme also? My uncle just is the DIY like expert. He added on these blocks because the strips were actually taller than the wings. So that was how I was able to jump my 1.60 meter jump when my previous record was 1.55 meter, because that was as high as these wings went. So yeah, now we have better cups and they're just amazing. And I don't know myself now, with like before I would come to a jump and the wind would just knock the pole down all the time, and that was just not helpful when you have a young horse. That's like, what the heck, what's going on? So yeah, they're just the love of my life. Here are the ones that are made from the fence. Can you see? This used to be the fence and now it's a filler, which is really cool. So we used to have a fence when the arena was half the size, but now we just kind of use the natural hedge. As you can see, you don't really need a fence when you got a hedge like this. Once or twice the horses have tried to run in to the grass here, but it doesn't happen too often, luckily. And if we want a loose jump, we tie like tape for fencing across halfway, so you can just loose jump in the part up here. You don't have to chase them the whole way around, which would be quite tiring for me, although I could probably do it with a workout. And in this corner of the arena we have a gate to the paddocks, which I'm going to show you in a bit. So this is the only light for this whole arena, which is obviously not ideal. So that was the only light needed before, because it was just an all-weather little area, so it shone onto the whole thing. But now that it's extended, it definitely needs more lights, especially when you're riding. I have tried a few times last winter to ride with just that light, and it was not good. There was a lot of shadows, there was a lot of spooky horses. Didn't end well. So Mackie actually sent me some lights for doing a photo shoot for them, which was amazing, because it's really hard to find kind of reasonably priced lights. They're quite expensive. Especially when there's a large area, you need quite a few. So all we need to do now is get some poles, which I think my dad has found. Sorry, the light is so bright, even when I'm in the shade. I'm like squinting so much. So yeah, we have some poles hopefully coming soon, and then we will put up the lights, and we will definitely have them for winter. But I think the only reason we actually have them for this winter is because my dad will be riding also. Very convenient that the lights will be up for him riding and haven't been up for the last few years of me trying to ride in the dark. Yeah. So at least I will reap the benefit of him wanting lights. So we're coming out of the arena now and continuing our journey up the lane. There's only a few little things that are kind of interesting. So first is the chicken. The chicken coop. So they have a whole little house with a little light and everything, which is very cute. Oh, there's a bag. So they sleep in here. They have their little nesting boxes there. Although they never lay their eggs in here, they lay them in various places around the whole yard, which makes it very hard to find them. So they have this coop, they have this run up the whole way along. It goes quite far. So when we first got the chickens, they just stayed in their run. They didn't come out on the yard or anything. And because we have 2 dogs, we were worried that the dogs might kill them or something else might kill them. And we were right. Unfortunately, when we let the chickens out to just like give it a trial run, Hopper was so bad. He really chased them a lot and he did kill one. It wasn't good. So after that we were like, oh no, we can't. So we kept them back in the run again. And then one summer my dad really wanted to have them out in the lane. Like, it's just so much nicer for them. They go around, they love the muck heap, they're always finding little bugs, and it's just so nice to have them out and about. So one summer my dad would let the chickens out and he'd just stay down like all day. If my dad wasn't down the yard, then Hopper couldn't come out. Hopper's my dog, by the way. So yeah, if my dad wasn't down with the chickens, then my dogs had to stay in the house. And just eventually, like the dogs, well, Bobby was always very good, but Hopper, he's a terrier, so when things run, he chases. That's it. He's like, he will catch it, which is great for like mice and rats, not so good when the chickens run. So after that summer, the chickens just got really used to Hopper. They didn't care. They're like best friends. So they didn't run away from him, which means he didn't chase them, and he's never killed another one. So we're hoping that that stays the same. We're actually going to get new chickens quite soon and can't wait. I love them. I love having them around. They're just my favorite things. We actually got a new duck, which I'll show you because he has the cutest little hat. And the duck was quite wary of Hopper, but even when he did kind of waddle away, because he can't run very fast, Hopper didn't chase him. He knows now he doesn't kill the chickens, so it's great. I actually have some videos of Hopper like lying with them. They're nearly pecking him. It's very cute. I will show you the duck. He's just over here. So here's the duck. Oh, he's in the shadow. Do you see his hat? Is it not the coolest thing? So it's just tuft of feathers. This is turning into a duck vlog instead of like an equestrian vlog. I'm sorry, but I love him. And then that's his girlfriend. Hey, ducky. Okay, moving on from the ducks. So if you go up the lane, you will get to our house, which is that white house there. I'll just quickly show you the paddocks. So this is one paddock, and then there's another one behind the house that's about the same size. There's a serious amount of grass on them right now. It's like insane. It's up to my hips because I haven't been grazing on it all summer. We've been saving it, so they should have lots of grass for the winter, which is great. And there's my house there. This is not a house tour, so we will not be showing my house. So yeah, there's just the rest of the lane. There's more the chicken run here, and that's it. We'll go back to the yard and I'll show you the horses, where the horses are. Can you believe we're this far into this yard tour and you haven't seen one horse yet? Yes, it's not good. So all the horses live out in a herd in the field, all of them. There's 5. So they just live out in the field, and we try to rotate the fields a little bit. So I was really good this year, and I was doing strip grazing, like paddock grazing, and like saving the grass and making it really nice. And then I went away for 5 weeks, and in the last week my parents went away on holidays, and we had some people looking after, just keeping an eye on the place, but the horses broke out and ate all the grass. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll know that Khal and Welbeck have decided to start jumping over the fence. Lots of people said to me, how would you expect that fence to keep them in? It's so small. That fence, that exact fence, those exact poles have kept those horses in for years. And this year, no, they're jumping over it. They've decided that they know best. So we're gonna have to get bigger fencing. So our other fields are across the road from our house. This is the first one. It is quite large. I will show you now more. So here is the first field. which the horses will be going on to soon. We just need to do the fencing, we need to split it. Obviously they're not going to get it all in one go. That would not be good. I'm trying to wade through it in shorts, which was a bad idea. And over here we have the horses. So I have 5 horses. I'm actually going to make a video updating you guys on all of them, like, because I feel like I get a lot of questions and people think some horses are sold, some horses are never going to be sold and all sorts. So I will update all you guys. Yeah, I am out of breath because this is hard. So over here I can see Welbeck and Jack, and the other ones shouldn't be too far away. So this is a little strip that joins the 2 fields. Here is Welbeck. Oh, how's it going? How are you? And here is Jacko, who is never in videos anymore, but is just kind of chilling in the field. Ain't you, Jacko? Yes. Huh? And the other 3, I hope, are going to be over here. I see 2. So this is the fencing that they just jumped over and ruined all my lovely grazing. But it's like up to my hip, you know, it's not tiny. But it's no match for Welbeck anyway. You bold. This is the little hill that I was doing my lunging with Khal on, which I'm actually going to do today, I think, because it's really good exercise for him and for me walking up it now. And here are the 3 boyos. Look at them all in a row. So this is Dali, Fiona and Khal in that order. Fiona is Dali and Khal's mum. It's so funny the way they're all standing there. Hello. So as you can see, they're fairly grazed down their pasture that they're on right now, so they're going to go on to their new one. Here is Khal, who I'm riding at the moment. And that is Dali, his younger brother, who is very nosy all the time. He has a huge head and he's huge himself. He's like bigger than Khal already, and he's 2 years younger. So that's gonna be fun to break him. And here is Fiona, who my dad now rides. Hey Fiona, you like that? Do you like the relaxed life? Yeah. Khal's back for more treats. Oh, should I brought your treat? I'm sorry. So yeah, they have another part down there that's sectioned off. But they kind of got into that when I was away as well. So yeah, this is the other big field. So that is it for the video. I kind of showed you everything. I hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, I hope you don't hate me for showing you the whole yard. I don't know, I feel like it's a touchy subject, like showing people your stuff. Like, I don't want to come like across like I'm bragging, but I always watch these videos and there was actually quite a few people that requested it, so I'm making it. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and subscribe so you can keep up to date with all these lovely horses and what I'm going to be doing with them in the future. Yeah, bye guys.